Chosen one, listen to me carefully. What I am about to share is not for everyone. This message is urgent, it is sacred, and it is only meant for those who truly walk the divine path of God. If you are not serious about your spiritual journey, if your heart is not aligned with God, this message will not stay with you. But if you are still here, it is because God Himself allowed this message to reach you at the exact right moment. Not early, not late, right on time. Tonight, God is preparing to give you a power you have never carried before. A quiet power, a holy power, a power that does not make noise but changes everything. And this power will only activate if you listen, not with your ears alone, but with your spirit. There is a reason you clicked on this video. There is a reason you are hearing my voice right now. God knows what you have been carrying. He knows what you have been praying in silence. And tonight, something shifts.
Who you really are in God's eyes. Chosen one, I want you to slow down for a moment. Breathe. Let your shoulders relax. What I'm about to say is not motivational talk. This is truth, and truth has a way of calming the soul when it finally lands. You have spent a long time trying to understand yourself, why you feel different, why your heart reacts deeper than others, why you cannot live casually the way many people do, why noise drains you, why injustice bothers you, why your spirit never feels satisfied with surface-level living. Let me tell you clearly, without hesitation, God never designed you to blend in. He designed you to be set apart. In God's eyes, you are not confused, you are not delayed, you are not broken, you are prepared. And preparation often feels lonely before it feels powerful. Many chosen ones struggle because they try to measure themselves using human standards, success, speed, popularity, approval. But God does not measure the way people do. God looks at the heart, and when God looked at your heart, He saw something He could trust. That is why your path has been narrow. That is why your lessons were deeper. That is why your pruning was painful. I speak to you as someone who has studied the ways of God for many years. God does not waste suffering. He refines through it. Every season where you felt overlooked was shaping humility. Every season where you were misunderstood was sharpening discernment. Every time you were forced to stand alone, God was teaching you how to stand firm. You were never meant to be carried by crowds. You were meant to walk with conviction. There is something important you must understand. Being chosen does not mean your life will be easy. It means your life will be intentional. God chooses people who can carry weight, spiritual weight, emotional weight, responsibility. That is why you have always felt more. You feel the atmosphere of rooms. You feel when something is off. You feel when someone is not honest. That sensitivity is not weakness. It is spiritual awareness. But because no one explained this to you early on, you may have mistaken your depth for a flaw. You may have tried to harden yourself. You may have tried to become less. But every time you tried, something inside you resisted. That resistance was God protecting your design. Chosen one, hear me clearly. You are not late. God does not rush what He values. You are not behind. God moves outside of human timelines. And you are not forgotten. Heaven does not forget those it prepares quietly. Think back to your life. The moments when doors closed unexpectedly. The relationships that ended without explanation. The plans that fell apart even though you tried to do everything right. At the time, it felt like loss. But now you are beginning to see that many of those endings were protection. God removed what could not follow you into your next season. You see, God knows something about you that you may still be learning. Once you step into your assignment fully, not everyone will be able to access you the way they used to. That is why God filtered your circle early, not to punish you, but to preserve you. There is a quiet authority on your life, not the kind that demands attention, the kind that settles hearts, the kind that carries peace into chaos. And authority like that is formed in silence, not applause. I want to address something gently, but honestly. Many chosen ones struggle with self-doubt even while believing deeply in God. You trust God, but you question yourself. You believe in divine purpose, but you wonder if you are truly worthy. That inner conflict is common among those God calls early but releases later. Why? Because humility grows before confidence does. God would rather you question yourself than become arrogant. Arrogance disqualifies faster than insecurity ever will. And the fact that you seek clarity, reassurance, and truth tells me your heart is still teachable. God works powerfully with teachable hearts. Let me say this slowly. God does not choose the loudest. He chooses the willing. He does not choose the most confident. He chooses the most surrendered. And surrender is something you have been practicing even when you did not realize it. Every time you held your tongue instead of reacting, that was surrender. Every time you walked away instead of retaliating, that was surrender. Every time you kept your faith during silence, that was surrender. And surrender builds spiritual authority quietly. You are not called to convince everyone. You are called to remain aligned. God will handle the rest. Chosen one, there is a reason you crave truth. A reason shallow conversations exhaust you. A reason your spirit longs for meaning. God placed that hunger inside you because He intends to fill it with something real, not temporary motivation, not emotional highs, but steady, grounded strength. You were not created to chase validation. You were created to walk with God. And when you walk with God, approval becomes unnecessary. Tonight, as this message continues, I want you to hold one truth close to your heart. God sees you clearly, more clearly than you see yourself. And what He sees is someone He trusts with what is coming next. Rest in that truth. Let it calm your thoughts. Let it steady your heart. Because once you understand who you are in God's eyes, everything else begins to fall into place. Chosen one, let me add this, because your spirit needs to hear it clearly. You have often wondered why you feel a deep sense of responsibility even when no one officially gave you one. Why you feel accountable for things others ignore. Why your conscience speaks louder than your comfort. That is not pressure you created. That is awareness God placed within you. God trusted you with depth before He trusted you with visibility. And depth always comes first. You were shaped to be a stabilizer, not a spectator. When others panic, you look for meaning. When others react, you reflect. When others rush, you wait. That calm you are learning to carry is not passivity. It is maturity. God matures His chosen ones internally long before He ever moves externally. I want you to stop apologizing for being the way God designed you. Stop shrinking your spirit to make others comfortable. Stop explaining yourself to people who are not meant to understand you. You do not need permission to be who God called you to be. Tonight, remember this. Heaven recognizes you even when people do not. God honors your quiet obedience more than public noise. And the very traits you once questioned about yourself will soon become the evidence that God was preparing you all along. Stay grounded, stay listening. What comes next will require the calm strength you are now learning to carry. Why God often releases power at night? Chosen one, there is a reason this message found you now and not earlier in the day. There is a reason your spirit feels more open at night, even when your body feels tired. Night is not just the absence of light. In God's design, night is a sacred space, a quiet space, a meeting place between heaven and a listening heart. During the day, the world is loud. Responsibilities speak. Expectations shout. Opinions pull at you from every direction. But at night, those voices soften. And when they soften, God's voice becomes clearer. Not louder, clearer. God does not compete with noise. He waits for stillness. Many chosen ones misunderstand night seasons. They think darkness means delay. They think silence means absence. But I tell you with certainty, some of God's most powerful work happens when no one else is watching. When the world sleeps, heaven moves. Think about your own life. How many of your deepest realizations came late at night? How many prayers poured out when no one could hear you cry? How many moments of truth surfaced when you were alone with your thoughts? That was not weakness, that was positioning. God often meets his chosen ones when their defenses are down. At night, you are no longer performing. You are no longer proving. You are simply being. And God works best with honesty, not performance. He does not need your strength. He needs your availability. You see, chosen one, daytime faith is easy. Nighttime faith is refined. During the day, hope is fueled by activity. At night, hope is sustained by trust. That is why God often waits until night to release power. Because power given at night is less likely to be misused. It is received with humility, not excitement. There is also something else you must understand. Night represents transition, the end of one cycle and the quiet birth of another. When God wants to shift you from who you were into who you are becoming, he often does it in between, not in the spotlight, but in the stillness. That is why tonight matters. Some of you listening have been in a long night season emotionally. You smiled during the day but carried questions into the night. You functioned outwardly but inwardly you were tired. And God saw that. He did not ignore it. He allowed it. Because endurance builds capacity. Capacity is important. God does not pour new power into shallow space. He deepens you first. And night seasons deepen the soul. Let me speak to the part of you that has been restless lately. You may have noticed your sleep patterns shifting, your thoughts becoming more reflective, your spirit becoming more sensitive. That is not random. That is alignment. When God is preparing to release something new, your inner world begins to adjust before your outer world changes. Nighttime strips away illusion. It removes distraction. It forces you to sit with truth. That is why it can feel uncomfortable at first. But discomfort is often the doorway to transformation. God is not giving you power to impress others. He is giving you power to govern yourself, to rule over fear, to quiet anxiety, to walk steadily instead of reactively. And that kind of power must be received when the ego is quiet. Tonight is not about excitement. It is about clarity. I want you to understand this deeply. God trusts you enough to meet you when no one else can influence you. No applause, no pressure, just truth. That is intimacy. And intimacy always precedes authority. In scripture and spiritual history, night encounters were never accidental. They were intentional. God met people when their hearts were open and their minds were uncluttered, when they were willing to listen instead of speak. The same pattern applies to you. Chosen one, God is not late. He is precise. If he waited until tonight, it is because tonight you are ready to receive without questioning, ready to hold without rushing, ready to listen without interrupting. Growth brought you here. Pain brought you here. Faith brought you here. Some of you are realizing that the things you once prayed for no longer excite you the same way. That is because your prayers are maturing. You are no longer asking God to fix everything. You are asking him to guide you through it. That shift matters. At night, God does not give you answers for everything. He gives you peace about what does not need answering yet. And peace is a form of power many people underestimate. Peace allows you to sleep while uncertainty exists. Peace allows you to wait without panic. Peace allows you to trust without control. That is divine power. Tonight, God is not rushing you. He is settling you. There is something healing about night. It invites surrender. It reminds you that you are not in charge of the universe, and that realization, when accepted, becomes freedom. You do not have to carry everything. You were never meant to. Chosen one, stop fighting the quiet. Stop filling the silence with worry. God is closer than you think in moments like this. His presence is not dramatic. It is steady. It is grounding. It is calm. If you feel emotional right now, let it come. If you feel tired, let yourself rest. If you feel alert, stay listening. There is no pressure to perform, only an invitation to receive. This night is not here to frighten you. It is here to realign you. God is not awakening you to overwhelm you. He is awakening you to strengthen you. And strength that comes from God does not shout. It settles. So as you continue listening, allow your spirit to remain open. Do not analyze too much. Do not anticipate too fast. Simply stay present. What God is releasing is not meant to shock you. It is meant to stabilize you. And that, chosen one, is why God so often releases his power at night. Chosen one, let me take you a little deeper, because this part is important for your healing. Night also removes the illusion of control. During the day, you can stay busy and convince yourself that you are managing everything. But at night, when the world slows down, the truth surfaces. You realize how much you have been holding together by sheer effort. And that realization is not meant to scare you. It is meant to invite God in. God often waits until night because that is when you finally stop pretending you are okay. At night, your prayers are different. They are not polished. They are not rehearsed. They are honest. Sometimes they are just sighs. Sometimes they are tears without words. And God understands all of it. He listens to what your heart is saying, not just what your mouth can form. This is why power released at night feels different. It does not come with noise or fireworks. It comes like reassurance, like a deep breath you did not realize you were holding, like a quiet confidence settling into your chest. Some of you have been asking God for direction, but what he is giving you first is rest, because exhausted minds make fearful decisions. Rested spirits make wise ones. And God wants you to move wisely in what comes next. Night also teaches trust. When you close your eyes, you surrender control. You lie down, knowing the world will keep turning without you managing it. That simple act mirrors faith. And faith, when practiced consistently, becomes authority. I want you to hear this clearly. God is not withholding power from you. He is aligning you with it. And alignment requires timing. You cannot rush spiritual readiness. It matures when the soul is quiet enough to receive instruction. If you feel unusually calm right now, that is not coincidence. If you feel reflective instead of anxious, that is not accidental. God is gently tuning your spirit, adjusting your inner posture, preparing you to carry something steady and lasting. Night is where God whispers, not because he is weak, but because he wants to see who is listening without distraction. So stay still, stay present. Let the quiet do its work. What God is forming in you tonight will not fade with morning light. It will walk with you into every tomorrow that follows. The power God is preparing to give you. Chosen one, I want to be very clear about this, because many misunderstand what divine power truly is. When God speaks of power, he is not talking about control over people. He is not talking about status, titles, or being seen. The power God is preparing to give you is far more valuable than that. It is inward before it is outward. It is quiet before it is visible. And it is stable before it is impressive. This power begins with clarity. Clarity to see what is real and what is not. Clarity to recognize when something no longer aligns with your spirit. Clarity to stop second-guessing yourself every time you feel led to step back, say no, or change direction. This clarity removes confusion, and confusion has been one of the biggest drains on your energy. God is giving you the power to discern without fear. You will no longer feel the need to explain every decision. You will no longer feel guilty for choosing peace over chaos. You will sense things early, and instead of questioning that awareness, you will trust it. That trust is power. Because when you trust what God reveals to you, you stop outsourcing your confidence to others. Another part of this power is emotional authority. This means your emotions will no longer rule you. They will inform you, but they will not control you. You will feel deeply, but you will not drown in those feelings. When sadness comes, it will pass through instead of settling in. When anger arises, it will be acknowledged without becoming destructive. When fear knocks, it will be recognized without being obeyed. This is not emotional numbness. This is emotional maturity. God is strengthening your inner boundaries. You will notice that things that once triggered you no longer have the same grip. Conversations that once drained you will feel easier to exit. Situations that once demanded a reaction will meet calm instead. That calm is not weakness, it is authority. You see, chosen one, reactive people are easy to control, grounded people are not. God is also giving you the power of restraint, and restraint is one of the highest forms of strength. The power to pause before responding, the power to walk away without needing the last word, the power to remain silent when silence speaks louder than explanation. This power protects your energy. For a long time, you have given too much of yourself to situations that did not deserve it. You overextended. You overexplained. You carried emotional weight that was never assigned to you. God is ending that pattern, not by making you colder, but by making you wiser. Another dimension of this power is peace that does not depend on circumstances. This is important, because many people only feel peace when things go their way. But the peace God gives you will remain even when outcomes are uncertain. You will begin to feel anchored instead of anxious, grounded instead of scattered, focused instead of overwhelmed. This peace will change how you move through life. You will stop rushing, you will stop forcing, you will stop panicking about timing, and when peace becomes your default state, your decisions become cleaner. You will see options clearly. You will recognize opportunities without chasing them desperately. God is also restoring your voice, not a loud voice, a confident one. You will speak with conviction without raising your tone. You will express truth without aggression. You will stand firm without needing to dominate. This voice comes from knowing who you are and whose you are. And when you speak from that place, people feel it. Some will be drawn to it. Some will be uncomfortable around it. Both reactions are normal, because clarity disrupts confusion, and not everyone is ready for that. This power also brings endurance, not the kind that grinds itself into exhaustion, but the kind that knows how to rest and continue. You will stop burning yourself out trying to prove something. You will learn to move steadily, consistently, and wisely. Endurance allows you to stay aligned without forcing results. God is teaching you sustainability. You were never meant to run on adrenaline. You were meant to walk in rhythm. And rhythm is part of divine power, knowing when to move and when to pause, when to speak and when to listen, when to act and when to wait. Another part of this power is detachment without bitterness. You will be able to release people, situations, and expectations without carrying resentment. You will bless what you leave behind and move forward lighter. This is healing at a deep level. It means you are no longer bound to what did not work. Detachment frees your hands for what God is placing next. And perhaps the most important aspect of this power is trust in God's timing. You will feel less urgency to force outcomes, less pressure to figure everything out immediately, less anxiety about being behind. You will understand that when you are aligned, timing takes care of itself. Chosen one, this power will not make your life perfect, but it will make you steady. It will not remove challenges, but it will change how you face them. And that shift changes everything. This power does not announce itself. It settles into you quietly. You may not even notice it immediately, but over time, you will look back and realize how much calmer you have become, how much clearer your decisions are, how much lighter your spirit feels. That is how you will know it is from God. No chaos, no confusion, just steady strength. And tonight, as you listen, this power is not being earned. It is being received. Chosen one, let me add this, because your heart needs reassurance. This power will also bring confidence without pressure. You will no longer feel like you have to rush into proving your worth. You will move knowing who you are, not trying to convince anyone else of it. That shift alone will save you from countless emotional battles. You will notice that your energy becomes selective. Not everyone will have the same access to you anymore. and that will feel natural instead of forced. You will stop feeling guilty for protecting your peace. That is not selfishness. That is stewardship. God is teaching you how to care for what He placed inside you. This power will also sharpen your listening. You will hear God's guidance not through loud signs, but through subtle clarity, a sense of knowing, a calm inner instruction. And because you are no longer overwhelmed internally, you will be able to recognize that guidance without doubt. Do not expect fireworks. Expect stability. Do not expect instant applause. Expect quiet alignment. This is the kind of power that matures you, grounds you, and keeps you steady when others are shaken. And one more thing, chosen one. This power will make your presence feel safe to the right people. They may not know why, but they will feel calmer around you. That is not coincidence. That is what happens when God's peace settles deeply within someone who is willing to carry it. What has been blocking this power until now? Chosen one, I want to speak to you honestly now. Not to accuse you, not to shame you, but to free you. Because nothing blocks God's power more quietly than burdens you were never meant to carry. For a long time, you have been strong in ways no one applauded. You carried responsibility early. You learned to be dependable. You learned to hold things together when others fell apart. And while that strength served a purpose, it also trained you to overfunction, to do too much, to carry too much, to feel responsible for outcomes that were never assigned to you by God. That weight did not come from heaven. It came from survival. One of the biggest blocks to receiving divine power has been people-pleasing. You may not call it that, but you feel it. The hesitation before saying no. The discomfort when someone is disappointed with you. The urge to explain yourself so no one misunderstands you. That habit did not come from love. It came from fear of being misunderstood, rejected, or abandoned. And God is gently removing that from you. Another block has been emotional over-attachment. Caring deeply is not wrong, but carrying what is not yours is draining. You absorbed moods that were not yours. You tried to fix problems that were not your responsibility. You stayed longer than you should have, hoping things would change if you gave more. That pattern delayed your peace, not because God was absent, but because you were overextended. Let me say this clearly. Compassion without boundaries becomes self-betrayal, and God never asked you to betray yourself in order to serve others. Some of you also struggled with overthinking, not because you lack faith, but because you wanted certainty before moving. You wanted clarity before trusting, but faith does not work that way. Faith walks before full understanding arrives, and overthinking kept you mentally busy but spiritually stalled. God is not punishing you for that. He understands your desire to be careful, but He is now teaching you trust over control. Another block has been unresolved disappointment. Prayers that were not answered the way you expected. Efforts that were not recognized. Loyalty that was not returned. You may not talk about it often, but your heart remembers. And disappointment, when unaddressed, quietly hardens expectation. God does not want a hardened heart carrying new power. That is why some delays were actually protection. Power given to a wounded heart can turn into defensiveness. Authority given too early can become bitterness. God waited because He wanted to heal you first. There is also something important many chosen ones struggle with. Guilt. Guilt for resting. Guilt for wanting more. Guilt for outgrowing people. Guilt for choosing peace over chaos. That guilt did not come from God. God does not guilt His children into obedience. He invites them into alignment. You were not blocking God. You were learning. Another quiet block has been comparison. Looking at others who seemed ahead, who seemed favored, who seemed to receive faster. Comparison distorted your perception of timing. You measured progress by visibility instead of alignment, and that made you question your own journey. But God does not rush depth, and what He is building in you is deep. Let me speak to the part of you that feels tired of waiting. Waiting is not inactivity. Waiting is preparation, and preparation often feels invisible. But invisible work produces visible stability later. Some blocks came from misplaced loyalty, staying connected to people, habits, or patterns because of history, not alignment. God respects loyalty, but not at the cost of your growth. That is why certain separations felt painful. They were necessary. You did not lose those things. You outgrew them. Another block was self-doubt disguised as humility. You questioned yourself so often that you delayed obedience. You waited for confirmation when clarity had already arrived. And while humility is good, hesitation can quietly block momentum. God is not asking you to be perfect. He is asking you to trust. Chosen one, none of these blocks disqualify you. They explain you. They show where you have been faithful even when confused. They show that you tried to do the right thing with the understanding you had at the time. And now, God is lifting these blocks gently, not by force, not by pressure, but by awareness. Awareness dissolves what fear built. Tonight, you are not being judged. You are being cleared. Cleared to receive without guilt. Cleared to move without apology. Cleared to rest without anxiety. Cleared to trust without needing constant reassurance. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. And nothing is blocking you now that you are willing to listen. This is not the end of a struggle. It is the end of unnecessary weight. And that, chosen one, is why the power you are about to carry will feel lighter than you expected. Chosen one, let me add this layer, because it brings closure where confusion once lived. Another thing that quietly blocked this power was your habit of trying to understand everything before trusting God fully. You wanted clarity first, peace second. But God often works the other way around. He gives peace first, then clarity follows. And because you are thoughtful and introspective, you sometimes stayed stuck in analysis longer than necessary. That was not rebellion. That was caution. You were careful because you cared. You questioned because you did not want to get it wrong. And God honors that heart. But now, He is shifting you from careful hesitation into calm confidence, not reckless movement, confident obedience. There were also moments when you carried shame that did not belong to you. Shame for past decisions, shame for missed opportunities, shame for not knowing sooner what you know now. But hear me clearly. God does not judge you by who you were before understanding arrived. He looks at who you are becoming now that it has. Shame has no authority over a heart that is willing to grow. Some of you also struggled with spiritual fatigue, not a lack of faith, but exhaustion from always being the strong one, always being the understanding one, always being the one who holds space for others. That fatigue made you feel disconnected at times, not because God left, but because your soul needed rest. And rest is not a reward, it is a requirement. God allowed certain delays because rushing you forward while you were tired would have cost you joy. He would rather slow the pace than lose your peace. That is how much He values your inner life. So if you ever wondered why things did not move when you wanted them to, understand this. God was not withholding power, He was preserving you. Tonight marks a release, not just of power, but of permission. Permission to stop carrying what was never yours. Permission to trust without fear. Permission to receive without questioning whether you deserve it. You do. And now, nothing stands in the way. What you must do tonight to receive it. Chosen one, I want to guide you gently here because what you must do tonight is not complicated. It does not require rituals, long prayers, or effort. In fact, the more you try to force this moment, the harder it becomes to receive. God is not asking for performance. He is asking for posture. The first thing you must do tonight is slow your inner world, not your body, your thoughts. You have been living with a mind that rarely rests, planning, revisiting, anticipating, preparing for things that may never happen. Tonight, God is inviting you to release that habit. You do not need to solve your future before sleeping. You only need to trust the one who holds it. Take a deep breath. Let your jaw relax. Let your shoulders drop. That physical release matters more than you realize. The body remembers stress even when the mind tries to ignore it. When you soften your body, your spirit follows. The second thing is listening without expectation. Many people listen to God hoping to hear a specific answer, a sign, a direction, a confirmation. But tonight, listening is about presence, not information. God may not speak in sentences. He may speak in calm, in assurance, in a quiet sense of knowing. Do not rush to interpret. Do not analyze the moment. Stay with it. Third, surrender the need to control outcomes. This is one of the hardest things for chosen ones. You are responsible. You care deeply. You want things to turn out well. But control is heavy, and God does not want you carrying what He already oversees. You may not say it out loud, but in your heart you often feel like if you do not manage everything, things will fall apart. Tonight, challenge that belief. God was managing the universe long before you arrived, and He will continue long after. Your job is alignment, not management. Another important thing you must do is release unforgiveness. Not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve peace. Unforgiveness ties your energy to moments that have already passed, and you cannot receive new power while holding old weight. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. It means release. If names or memories surface tonight, do not push them away. Acknowledge them gently. Hand them to God. You do not have to relive the pain to let it go. You only need to be willing. Next, speak honestly to God. Not formally, not perfectly, honestly. If you are tired, say so. If you are confused, admit it. If you are grateful, express it. God is not impressed by polished prayers. He responds to sincerity. Some of your most powerful prayers will be quiet. A whisper, a sigh, even silence. Silence offered in trust is still communication. Another thing you must do tonight is rest without guilt. Rest is an act of faith. When you rest, you are saying, God, I trust you to work while I pause. Many chosen ones struggle here because they equate rest with laziness. But rest is obedience when God invites it. Turn off unnecessary noise. Put down the phone when you are ready. Create space for your mind to settle. That space is where power settles too. Also, release the need to feel something dramatic. You may expect warmth, emotion, or a sudden surge of energy. Those things may happen, but they are not the measure of spiritual alignment. Often, alignment feels normal, peaceful, almost subtle. Do not dismiss subtlety. God often works quietly to ensure the work lasts. Finally, trust that receiving does not require effort. You do not need to deserve this power. You do not need to earn it. You only need to be willing. Willing to let go of resistance. Willing to stop doubting every good thing that comes your way. Willing to believe that God can give without you striving. Chosen one, tonight is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to who you were before fear, pressure, and expectation weighed you down. As you listen, stay open. Stay present. Let go of urgency. What God is giving you does not require force. It requires trust. And trust, when practiced quietly, opens doors no effort ever could. Stay with me. What comes next will help you recognize how this power begins to change your life from this very moment. Chosen one, let me add something deeply important here. Tonight, you must also give yourself permission to stop striving spiritually. You have tried so hard to be faithful, to do the right thing, to stay aligned. But sometimes effort itself becomes noise. God does not need you to try harder. He needs you to trust deeper. If you notice thoughts trying to rush you, gently slow them. If worry tries to pull you into tomorrow, bring your attention back to now. This moment is enough. God is not asking for your future tonight. He is asking for your presence. Also, release the need to feel worthy before receiving. Worthiness does not come from behavior. It comes from belonging. And you belong to God long before you get everything right. Do not disqualify yourself with self-judgment. That voice is not from God. If nothing else, sit quietly and breathe. Inhale peace. Exhale pressure. Let your mind rest in the idea that you are held, you are guided, you are not alone in this process. Even if all you do tonight is rest with awareness, that is enough. God meets you where you are, not where you think you should be. And that gentle meeting is often where the deepest transformation begins. How this power will change your life moving forward. Chosen one, now I want you to look ahead, not with pressure, not with fear, but with calm awareness. The power God is giving you tonight will not announce itself with noise or dramatic signs. It will reveal itself quietly, steadily, and unmistakably through how you begin to live. One of the first changes you will notice is how you respond to stress. Situations that once triggered anxiety will no longer hijack your peace. You will feel a pause rise within you. Not avoidance, not denial, a pause. And in that pause, you will realize you are no longer reacting from fear. You are choosing from clarity. That pause alone will save you from many unnecessary battles. You will stop rushing your responses. You will stop explaining yourself under pressure. You will stop feeling like everything needs an immediate answer. And as this happens, you will notice something powerful. People will feel your steadiness before they hear your words. Another change will be in how you relate to others. You will no longer chase connection out of fear of being alone. You will recognize alignment instead. Some people will naturally draw closer to you. Conversations will feel easier, deeper, more honest. Other connections may slowly fade, not because of conflict, but because the season has ended. And for the first time, that ending will not feel like rejection. It will feel like clarity. You will stop forcing closeness where there is no spiritual or emotional alignment, and you will stop feeling guilty for it. This power will also change how you handle disappointment. You will still feel it, but it will no longer define you. You will no longer spiral into self-questioning every time something does not work out. Instead, you will process, learn, and release. Disappointment will become information, not identity. Emotionally, you will feel more regulated, not numb, regulated. Your highs will be joyful without being reckless. Your lows will be acknowledged without becoming overwhelming. You will feel deeply, but you will not drown in your feelings. That emotional balance will allow you to stay present without constantly needing to recover. You may notice that people respond to you differently. Some will feel calmer in your presence. They may not know why, but something about you will feel grounding. Others may feel uncomfortable, especially those who thrive on chaos or control. That reaction is not your responsibility. Peace disrupts environments built on instability. This power will also change your relationship with time. You will stop feeling like you are behind. You will stop panicking about timelines. You will move with patience instead of urgency. And patience, when rooted in trust, creates space for wisdom. You will also become more selective with your energy. You will no longer give access to everyone just because they ask. You will protect your inner world without apology, not out of pride, but out of stewardship. God is teaching you that your energy is sacred. Where you place it matters. Decision-making will feel different too. You will no longer need endless validation before moving forward. You will feel a quiet inner confirmation, a sense of peace that does not need explanation. When that peace is present, you will move. When it is absent, you will wait. And that discernment will keep you aligned. Your confidence will grow, but it will not be loud. It will not seek attention. It will show itself in consistency, in boundaries, in calm responses, in the way you carry yourself when no one is watching. You will also notice a shift in how you view yourself. The inner criticism will soften. The constant self-evaluation will quiet down. You will still reflect, but without punishment. You will correct without condemning. That inner gentleness will allow you to grow without fear. Spiritually, your connection with God will feel less forced and more natural. You will stop trying to hear Him constantly and start trusting that He is guiding you even in silence. Silence will no longer feel like abandonment. It will feel like partnership. Your prayers may become simpler, less asking, more listening, less desperation, more trust. And that shift will deepen your faith in ways words cannot explain. This power will also affect how you handle conflict. You will no longer feel the need to win arguments. You will choose peace over proving a point. You will speak truth when necessary and remain silent when wisdom calls for it. And that restraint will protect your spirit. You may also find yourself drawn to simplicity. Less clutter, less noise, less emotional drama. You will crave clarity, order, and meaning. This is not withdrawal, it is alignment. When your inner world settles, your outer world begins to reflect it. Chosen one, understand this. This power will not make your life perfect, but it will make you steady. It will not remove challenges, but it will change how you face them. And that difference is everything. You will wake up one day and realize you are no longer exhausted by things that once drained you. You are no longer confused by things that once unsettled you. You are no longer chasing what once consumed you. And that realization will bring gratitude, not pride. This power grows quietly. It strengthens you day by day. And one day, without even trying, you will realize that you have become someone who walks calmly through situations that once overwhelmed you. That is how you will know this power is real, not because life became easier, but because you became steadier. And that steadiness will carry you exactly where God intends you to go. Conclusion, confirmation, and blessing. Chosen one, if you are still here, let me say this with certainty. This message was not random. You were not led here by curiosity alone. You were guided here because your spirit was ready to hear what your mind could not fully explain yet. And that readiness matters. Tonight is not about dramatic change. It is about divine alignment. Something has already shifted inside you. You may not have words for it yet, but you feel it. A calm, a settling, a quiet assurance that you are not alone, not forgotten, and not behind. That feeling is confirmation. God has seen your patience. He has seen your restraint. He has seen the battles you never spoke about and the strength you carried silently. And tonight, He is not asking you to do more. He is asking you to trust what He is doing within you. Do not rush to explain this moment to anyone. Let it grow. Let it mature. What God plants in stillness becomes strength in motion. Walk gently from here. Listen more than you speak. Rest more than you strive. Trust more than you analyze. Remember this. You do not need to prove you are chosen. Your peace will speak for you. Your steadiness will testify. Your clarity will guide you. Before you go, chosen ones, take a moment. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on the bell icon so you do not miss the messages meant for you. Share this with another chosen one who needs this word tonight. And comment 777 in the comments as a seal that you are aligned, listening, and ready to walk forward with what God has placed inside you. Go now in peace. Rest tonight knowing that God is working even when you are still. And what He has begun in you, He will complete in perfect time.